Well, hello! How is everyone today? Now, I hope this works. Also, I was a bit more wise this week. I kept my live streaming stuff in an easy... You heard me set the cup down. It's not too loud, right? Like the other time it was really weird and loud. But if it's fine, okay, I'll leave it as is. Hi Pt3, hi Auntie Patience, how are you guys? I hope you're doing okay. No, it's fine. Okay, cool. All right, are we ready for some more forbidden paints? It's still gonna make me laugh for a long while, I think. Just because it's so not justified and over the top, but I think that's what makes it so funny. I'm only missing my Sharpie. Oh, I also need my tools to pop paints out. Hanging in there. Okay, let's set this up perhaps in a slightly more interesting way, that you can see better. I have my super happy Christmas mug. It's gonna be hard to see, and I don't want to tilt it because it's gonna spill all the tea, but it's full of Christmassy cats. And I have gingerbread tea in there. It's just for a week, but overall okay. I'm glad the week is over then. Okay, I could need to grab a palette. Lyra, hey! Hello, hello! Okay, Emotional Pumpkin, hello! Hi! Can you guys believe that we are, what, not even 2 weeks away from Christmas? Like, what? These are all BS. And the next color I'm going to be swatching is Quinacridone Fuchsia. I have a vague childhood memory of arguing with a friend whether or not my tights were fuchsia or pink. And I don't remember who was saying what, but I remember us yelling about it. Ugh, not a good day, my head explodes. Oh no! We need a pipette. A little drop in there. And then I need to perform surgery. Not really surgery. I was considering for a while trying to get a scrub or a lab coat at the thrift store, and to do a bit where I'm like a paint surgeon. And what I basically do is I cut open tubes that are dried and I remove the paints and all of that, but I don't know if it's funny just to me or or if it's like cringe to everyone else. Sorry. In denial, so much shopping to finish. Oh no. Well, my only advice for that is that instead of getting people gifts, you can get them food. Everybody enjoys a food gift, honestly. And at some point when you get like older, it's even more appreciated because it's not something that will just collect dust somewhere. It's something that will be super fun to eat, and then when you're eating it, well, it's nothing. It's like you don't keep the thing, you're supposed to eat it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Still need to do Christmas shopping and our Amazon Prime is expiring. Or you could, get stuff that is not from Amazon. That's also a good option. Was the Queen Magenta also paired? Oh, wow, okay. Also, let me know if you prefer patience. Oh yeah, I have a compulsive need to find a shorter version of other people's handles. Auntie works. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I think I call you Auntie Patience all the time. Elia! Hello! It is nice to see you. Is this your first live stream? Okay, May and Violet is our next one. It is PV58. That is not a pigment we see a lot. If at all. I think this could be the only paint that has it. Food gifts are a great idea. I have it in my head that I will be doing some kind of hand-making painting from most people's gift, or at least doing painted holiday cards and gift tags. There's a few ways you can... I don't want to say save up time, because I don't think it's time that is wasted in any case. But there are ways that you can do something that's less stressful. There you go. For the tags, you can grab any kind of swatch paper that you've used, like, to test out your paints, or you can grab any kind of paper. It could be cellulose paper, it doesn't matter. And you pick out colors that you like or that you feel are appropriate for the season, and you make a big wash full of colors and full of effects, like go full cauliflower, go full whatever, add some sparkly paints in there, the whole thing. And then once that's dry, you cut it up. And you use a hole punch to make your tags with it. And I think it's a really fun way to make tags for Christmas and all of that from things that you already have. And they're unique and they're like really personalized and custom, and they kind of, vibe with you a bit more than anything store-bought, in my opinion. And if you want, you can even do that for the holiday cards as well. No, but it's been a bit. I crave the forbidden pain. We were talking a bit about that during the members-only stream this week. How it's really annoying that the sort of marketing side of this company gives the ick to a lot of people. For current stuff, past stuff, all of this stuff, because the paints are beautiful and they have such a wide selection of colors. If you live in North America, they're ubiquitous as well, so it's kind of really annoying that they behave poorly at times. Oh, nice idea. I'm glad you think so. That's something that I saw in fact, I saw it a very, very long time ago, and it was in the form of my auntie, my great aunt actually, she was my great aunt. She was my dad's aunt. And she was a watercolorist. Mostly, like, she would say she was very, very amateur, but she did lovely paintings. And when she passed, I managed to grab all of her painting stuff. And yeah, long story short, she had made her business card like that, or business cards. She'd taken a piece of watercolor paper, had painted a big wash over it, and then she had cut them down to size and had written by hand her name, her phone number, all that kind of stuff. That was like before internet and everything. And it has stayed with me ever since then. That you can make a lot of stuff from a piece of paper that has beautiful paints on it. The holiday cards, I did want to do a few easy landscape, but I'll probably last through like 5-10 before I lose patience or time. The tags though definitely could be batch painted. You can also do something a bit quicker for like the cards. Like you can mark out a shape with masking tape that you test beforehand to make sure that it doesn't rip off the paper. I've seen a lot of people do like a big triangle for a tree. I think you could do something like a star as well. That would be relatively easy. And then when your shape is all lined with the tape, you put all the paints inside the shape, and when it's dry, you remove the tape. So you have this super interesting, fun shape that has, you know, a lot of texture and stuff going on. And it's Christmassy because you made it in like for a Christmas tree or a star or something. And that's also a way that you can do this stuff without the pressure of having to, you know, really like use up your brain juice. Like you can easily do these a bit more mindlessly, or like it's more easygoing. I don't know how to explain it well, but I hope you get what I mean. I discovered today that Winsor Newton is owned by a company based in Scotland. Is it? Oh, really? I saw a similar idea from another YouTuber who had done washes on cellulose paper with the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, Art Nouveau colors, and pasted a cricut. Oh, yeah. If you have a cricut, you can do really, really interesting cutouts with that. Or a, what's it called? A, dang it. I don't remember what it's called, but you know, the thingamajig with the rolls that you, a die cutter? Like you pass inside your plates, paper, die, and then the top plate, and you roll it in there, and it cuts off the shape of the die in the paper you had. But you can do that with watercolor paper that has a wash on it. Yes, I tried the triangle tape tree method, and it was so fun, but I don't want to be too Christmas focused since not everyone I will send to celebrate that. My cards are generic holiday ones or winter. You could do like snowflakes, you could do, like I said, stars, snowman. What else is like wintry but not necessarily Christmassy? I don't know. I had in mind doing a few paintings for family members, but one, there are too many, and two, forgot about it, so next year maybe. Yeah. I tend to not do that unless someone specifically asks for a painting. And even then, I'm not entirely good with the idea. Oh, I know I have Bordeaux somewhere. I have to keep an empty pan for it. I just don't know where it is right now. But I will keep it here. And write it down here. And hi, Paulo. Hello. How are you doing today? Are you cooking anything tasty? I'm zeroing in on nighttime evergreen landscape with granulating paints for the sky and white spatter. Oh, that's lovely! Yeah, and you can do the evergreens in like silhouettes. Might do some clothing for my unborn nephew next year. Ooh, wow. Or a cute plushie. Aurora, Northern Lights, berries. What, mistletoe? It's odd because in like half the globe it's summer for Christmas. Which to me feels really weird because it's like it goes against like 40 years of winter has no. Oh no, Paulo. Dang. Sorry to hear that. The next color is a permanent violet. I think this is the one that used to be PR88. But it is it has been replaced because they no longer make PR88. So now it's PR202 and PB29. And here, permanent violet. True, I am probably not being inclusive of Southern Hemisphere people, but it turns out my Northern... I mean, I'm the same. If I knew people that you know, had a very different experience of Christmas, I might, you know, keep it in mind more, but almost everyone I talk to regularly is in the same hemisphere than I am. So I have to keep an empty one for Bordeaux. And then this is my permanent violet. I think you could paint like kitty cat faces on all of the Christmas stuff. Kitty cats, they're good for everything, aren't they? Always on season. In season. And very on brand for a lot of us. ASPR 88 Theo Indigo Violet. It is. Do you guys have any sort of resolutions for the new year that's coming up, or stuff that you want to work on once all the big hubbub of the holidays calms down? Cats improve every item in value. I absolutely agree. Like, something can be good, but it's gonna be even better with a cat on it. The paint goes here, not on the vellum. Losing more weight. A quintessential goal. Make a significant dent in my art supplies without buying more than I can keep up with, which will be made easier since I will be fun employed. We don't. Yeah, that's kind of those kind of go hand in hand. But that's a good one. I mean, the trying to use what you have more. I mean. This is Perylene Violet, which is PV29. Favorite, I got my boyfriend sits on my lap. Oh, that's lovely. Cats improve everything, as I just chased down my one-eyed orange to keep him from eating I mean, it's an orange cat. This cannot come as a surprise. Just make it through the day without screaming is ooh. I hope that's not as bad as it sounds. Hopefully. Even brought it to me in a box, like I laid out a trap and this. Aw. That's so cute. Cute ribbon color. Aw. That is worth when I pretty much always spent my last year. Ah! Oh, good grief. This is such a nice color, and it's such a bummer that all the Perylines have a pretty drastic drying shift. They lose a lot of their sort of saturation as they dry, which is a bit of a bummer. Because that's really nice. Perylene Violet makes me so happy. That's the kind of response that you want for, I mean, any paints. But yeah, that's like being a painter and not having colors that just looking at them make you happy. That's kind of sad, isn't it? It doesn't have to be a fancy color, just, you know, enjoying the thing. Right, this one is ultramarine red, which is not red at all, but you know. It is PV15, pigment violet 15. Should do a we should do a paint bingo. I don't think we have enough pigments for it, but wouldn't it be funny? You call out like, and we have PV15. That's PV15, violet 15. Then roll, good ball falls out. And our next one is PB29. I repeat, pigment blue 29. Doesn't really spell bingo, but you know. We could call it a rainbow. But there's one extra letter in there, but I think it's still funny. It's like mellow and intense at the same time, if that's possible. Yep, I think I see what you mean. Red equals violet. Eh. I didn't write it down. This has got to be one of the least red to have ever redded. Seriously. Is it? I'm gonna have to double check that one. I'm not sold on the fact that this is apparently ultramarine red. It would track for being PV15, that's fine, but the name is nonsensical. I just joined with Brenner with Daniel Schmidt. Schmidt? Daniel Smith. Also referred to as the brain that shall not be named. Otto! Oh my gosh, hello! Hi Kelly as well, sorry, hi, welcome. Hey, that's another palette done. I need to find number 4 now, out of 9. 6, 5. There we go. Whoa. Bye. Oh my gosh. Everything is floating everywhere. It's a freaking mess in here. Okay. I mean, there's quite a few colors that I won't have to fight to get out of this palette. For sure. It is the most red they can make ultramarine based on the heat, I believe. I mean, isn't ultramarine pink? Like closer to pink, so a bit closer to red. But it's just that it I would have preferred a name like something like ultramarine lavender. You know, just something a bit different, because it's nowhere near the description of red, or the wavelength of red, I would say. Is there a reason that we are missing a Bordeaux swatch? I know I have Bordeaux, but it's another palette, and I don't know where the palette is. So that's why I left the space for it. Because at some point I'm gonna find the palette and put the Bordeaux with the other forbidden paints. That's why. And now I am at Rose of Ultramarine. Not bad, coasting into the end of the year. Oh, yeah. I think it says a Rose of Ultramarine. That is disappointing. Because I was hoping it was ultramarine pink, but with a... Oh, maybe. I agree about the name. I'm just repeating what is it. Oh, you asked about it. Oh, that's really interesting. And yeah, I mean, it's just the name is confusing, right? Like I understand the why we get to this color, but it's just such a weird name for it. It's a bit like when you look at Sennelier and they have like colors like brown, pink, and it's a green color, and you're like, wait, hold on, there's something here that I'm lacking a lot of background info on, you know? Okay, so this one we saw is already detached. Oh, it reminds me of the beautiful, beautiful USK Symposium, Urban Sketcher Symposium that was in Poland in 2025. So Roman Schmal had made a special palette for it. And it came with 4 half pans in it, and one of them is a custom color just for the symposium. And it's a really beautiful mix of ultramarine blue and it's PR122, I think. So it's a sort of a magenta color. And it is so beautiful. It's 2 pigments that are relatively ubiquitous, but they got a balance of them that is super interesting. Misleading names are sadly on brand. Yep. They're not exclusive to this brand. Like, I think almost all the companies have 1 or 2 paints that the names are a bit off, but not all of them, but a lot of them do. And then I'm gonna try to introduce enough water in this one so that the effect is visible a little bit. Because otherwise, what's the point? When you have 11 billion paint names, things will slay. Fair, fair. Rose of Ultramarine is a mix of ultramarine blue and quinacridone rose. It's a bit difficult to pinpoint because this brand has about 6 or 7 PV19 paints. So I'm not entirely sure which one, unless they've specified it. That's also possible, but going in without knowing, it's a bit difficult to sort of reverse engineer the mix because of this fact that there's so many variants of PV19. Weekly reminder to use live chat instead of top chat. Yep. Thank you for the reminder. True about other brands, particularly for student hobbyist. Yeah, or brands that Chinese brands, or even like Japanese brands. There are some elements that get completely lost in the translation, and it can be a bit confusing when you just look at the color name and you look at the color and you're like, how did we get there? And then you have Stuart's sample with a brown color named Butt Nugget, so... there is a middle ground somewhere in there. Burnt brown and... Yep, that's a good one. Hold on, I saw one recently that really cracked me up. What was it? Hold on. I'm looking for it. Oh, it's not the name per se that was a bit weird. It's like naming a specific hue with a name that, you know, is not necessarily the name you would associate with the hue. But yeah, burnt brown is a good one. Although Cenelia has that brown pink color that is clear. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. It looks a bit like a you know, that green gold. They also have brown green, I think. What is the color when black is burned? I love Neil Young. And now we have Imperial Purple, which is basically the same pigments, but different ratio. Yeah. Color 174. Someone is blowing up my phone. Are we talking about blushing crimson? Yeah, it's a similar idea. In burnt brown. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, blushing crimson. It's not you. Yeah, no, I think it's a friend that is very the type of a chatter that posts a lot of short, brief lines of text instead of a longer paragraph. I don't have any opinion about it. That's just what it is. But yeah, so that explains why it goes boop, 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 boop repeatedly. I think there's a historical thing behind brown pink. Oh, definitely. That and the two weirdly named colors. There's a it makes sense if you know where the color comes from, but it is confusing when all you have is the color name and a swatch. Definitely one of those moments where your brain goes, there's more to this that I'm not aware of, because oh, speaking of music, Ev, forgot to tell you, Hubs found one of his Mogwai LPs. Ooh, do you remember which one? Oh, wait, I'm silly or distracted or both. And now we have quinacridone purple. This one is PV55. I'm saying that the next one after that is ultramarine violet. Do they have an ultramarine pink in there? I don't know. The Bad Fire. Ooh, that's a good one. It's a recent one. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was introduced to the band about over 20 years ago. Yeah. Wow. Holy moly. They are from Glasgow. Now we are gonna swatch ultramarine violet. Also PV15. So for these, I had put down a bit of watercolor paper that had double-sided tape on it. I put that down first in the palette, and then I poured the paint directly on it because I knew that this pigment tends to dry a bit hard, so it detaches more easily. So I did this. I'm gonna just remove the paper as much as I can, and just gonna plop the rest of it in the pan and call it a day. And I often these days find myself saying I have done something or approaching or exceeding 2 decades. It is weird, right? I love ultramarines. I really like when they are somewhat easy to re-wet. When they're not, I kind of get annoyed at them. I haven't got all day. I need color. Give me the pigment now. I gotta say, I am not particularly mind blown by these offerings in the ultramarine purpley colors. I know that it's not the pigment with the strongest tinting strength, but even then, this is a bit lackluster. Oh, next one, interesting. Carbazole Violet, which is their dioxazine purple. So that's Pt3. And that's one of those colors that I find super interesting to swatch, or when I get a chance to swatch it from whatever range, because I feel like it's a good one to compare throughout the brands or the range of paints. It is very obvious if it's like what you're dealing with this one. The intensity of the pigment, it can be so strong. You can tell right away when one is sort of weaker. Oh, why did I close my Sharpie? Damn grand one. It is really, really lovely. The core one also is super nice. I don't, just like that, I don't really remember what Winsor Newton's Senneliers or this one is like. And I know Holbein has it as well, but I don't think it comes out as dark as other brands. But it's okay. We forgive them. They you know, they balance it out by having other colors that are just without any substitute. It is fascinating just how smooth the dry paint is, like the bottom of it. You can almost see my face in it. Squish. All right, are we ready for this? Oh, I remembered! If I recall correctly, woo! Yay! The rosa, oh yeah, yep. The rosa one is really nice, yep, that's true. Okay, this is a good one. Yeah, you can tell. If it looks like it's black paint. A forbidden candy, yeah, tell me about it. Now the next one is Wisteria. A watercolorist, hello. Hi. Nice to see you. Oh. This one has a paper underneath. Be right back, need to get the whole bind watercolor pencils and label the pigments. Ooh, exciting. I don't remember the timeline of when Wisteria and Lavender came out from Daniel Smith, what year it was, and when it was in relationship to the Primatech kerfuffle, and then when Roman Schmal started being more available. Because I get, whenever I see these two colors, like Wisteria and Lavender from the brain that shall not be named, I immediately think back to that time that the boss at that company went on a bit of a ramble about how people were stealing his proprietary color mixes or whatnot. And then, or before that, that's why I don't know the timeline exactly in my head. It's not clear. But it's always a bit weird to me when I look at Wisteria and Lavender, because these have always definitely been Holbein colors to me. So it was really kind of funny to hear that. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm too distracted. PW6, BR122. Is the December 2025 shade available anywhere yet, by the way? In Poland. If you are in Poland, you might be able to grab it. Otherwise, we might have to wait. Someone on the Discord has shared swatches of it, but they live in Poland, and that's why they were able to find it. For the rest of us, I think we'll have to wait a little bit longer, but it will get there. I kind of hate that my brain is in a mood that hungers for drama, but there's no drama in the watercolor world, and that's fine. That's perfect, actually. I don't want there to be drama, but I kind of hate when my brain is in that mood and I got nothing to feed it. Every time I hear the word wisteria, I think of Desperate Housewives. That guy sounds like a... Sorry. Oh my gosh. I want to know too. I've been semi-feverishly looking and I can't find it. Poland. We have to wait. So the smell of new pencil. Are you sharpening them too? Or just the delicious wooden smell of pencils? And oh, Moon Glow is the next one. Yay! I like that one. So it is oops. I am stupidly distracted right now. Okay. Come on, focus. Okay. You open the box and the smell just hits you, and it's so good. It kind of does that too when you empty a sharpener that's full. Also, speaking of pastel colors, my Xmas present to myself is the Agalo Mid-Century Modern Palette, and I kid you not, 23 of 24 colors of Pt3, but yeah. I am working on a little video about that one. Just because I was looking at it, and then I had a bajillion questions, so I went on a bit of a rabbit hole, and I'm trying to put together a video where I share a bit of context for this palette. And no, oddly enough, the 24th color is not titanium white. It is their black, which is a mix of PBK 11 and PBK 7, if I remember right. But yeah, it's a really interesting palette, and it's one of the very first / few times I've seen the a professional company release a palette that has a theme where they pay homage to designers and illustrators in a way that also matches the theme of the work. Oh, I'm rambling. Anyway, it's cool. It's really cool, and it is made in a way that you're supposed to use the colors as they are, which is why all of them are opaque. It's not the palette to go to if you want to do mixes. It's more about this very designer style of the 50s and 60s, where you paint kind of more in shapes or in flat colors and all of that. Really interesting. The white in that set is also super interesting because it is a mix of titanium white and buff titanium. So you have this slightly off-white color that is super duper pretty. It is really cool. If it's meant for layering, it's meant for layering the same color on top of itself, so you get an even flatter application. They also say that you can use this palette in parallel with a regular watercolor palette of transparent colors, because the opacity of these colors make for good details or accents or little touches over a transparent color. But yeah, you're not supposed to like build colors by layering with this one or mix your colors. You're supposed to really go to the palette for what is already in it. Yeah, if that sort of makes sense. And I think it's really cool. It's really different. And it's kind of, I mean, it's in between watercolor and gouache at this point, but they look like they re-wet beautifully. And it is really, really cool. Hey, Phils, hi! Ow. Sorry. Yeah, I really went on a sort of rabbit hole for that color. I went through quite a few art history classes, but it was never particularly focused on that period of time or on that specific movement. And I didn't study interior design, which is possibly why, or even architecture. So there was a lot for me to catch up on when I was reading about the colors and the inspiration of that palette from Agallo. I'm ready to swatch. Okay, I'm good. Making watercolors opaque. I mean, why not? when you have gouache. Yeah, but if you sort of make a hybrid of both, you get a paint that is opaque, but re-wets much more easily, which is kind of ideal when you want opaque paint, you know? I'm eager for your impressions on it, Emotional Pumpkin, and maybe swatches when you get it. Like, I think it's a really fun idea. I really like that they went with something a bit different, and that the inspiration is a whole art movement, and illustrators and designers. I like the novelty of the idea, but I know it is not for me. Yeah, absolutely fair too. Verklempt. In my own test on Moonglow, it turned blue when the red faded. Yeah, that's because the red in it is the less light-fast pigment. So if you take it off, you're left with the PG18 and the PB29, which are definitely more light-fast. But also, if you use this color and you expose it in a standard setting, it's not going to fade all that much. Of course, if you stick it in a window facing the sun, it's going to burn through the red really quickly. But otherwise, it's fine. Oh, fun. I dry all of my gouache. And this sounds samey. Man, yeah. Oh, that's fair, Paulo. That saves your wallet. You can use that money for something else. Oh, you've already gotten it, Emotional Pumpkin. Oh, that's exciting. That's so cool. Daniel Smith has great gouache that rewets. Yeah, but it's also Daniel Smith. Let's not consider the price points and all of that, but if I had to choose between paying for Daniel Smith or paying for Agalo, I would go for Agalo without hesitation. So far, I don't have any reason to be unhappy with them. There you go. This is Shadow Violet, color 188. And it is again 3 pigments, orange and the P073, ultramarine blue again, PB29, and the PG18, which is Viridian, I think. How could you? I would love to tie Agalo, but I'm not in a hurry. I love their aesthetic. I traveled to Assisi. Ooh, definitely. Though, if you ever do, please take photos and share them with us. Let us live vicariously through you. Agalo seem more style than substance. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's not pretending to be a super affordable paint that has something for everyone. It is definitely more of a perhaps niche product. But the paints are lovely. Really, nothing to complain about in terms of just the paints. Now, there's a lot of other factors that could, you know, make them not that tempting for you. Like, if they don't have your favorite colors, that could be a thing. They are expensive, definitely a thing. You know, all that, that's fair. But on their own, there's really nothing off with them. In my opinion, anyway. Well, for what it's worth, I think they have the substance. They are really expensive. Absolutely. And they have also the very interesting particularity of having 0 cadmiums or cobalts in their range, I think. they're probably not the only one, but that's interesting. If you want paints that don't have the toxic pigments in them, it's something to keep in mind. All watercolor supplies are, oh, yeah, that's also very true, very true. It's definitely something that the vast majority of us is never gonna see a quote-unquote return on your investment when it comes to art supplies. It's definitely just because we like it. Like, it's worth it for that. But yeah, it's not something that you can look at the price and say, oh, it's gonna be fine, I'm gonna earn back whatever. Also, they have Yin Min Blue, and oh my god, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I don't know how well it re-wets over time, though. If you guys remember when Otto did her Yin Min Blue video, it's a color that tends to dry really, really, really hard and be like basically just a rock. The Kremer one was particularly like that. Now, I hope that the Agalo one is better, but I can't say, I don't have it. And mind you, Yin Min Blue is going to be expensive regardless of who makes it. Yeah, the Kremer binder is disappointing. Right. Oh, Indigo is the next one. Whee! Okay, sorry. Apologies for the weird goblin noises. Kremer one will harden all by itself. You don't have to even... You just leave it there. And it's gonna do its own thing. Have you... I don't think you have, Otto, but I would be curious to see how all the Yinmin blue paints that you had tried then, how they fare now. I wonder. This indigo is made from PB60, so indanthrone or indanthrene. I don't know why one has an O and the other one has an E. But yeah, basically PB60 and black. Synthetic indigo is usually PB66. And real indigo is natural blue 1, I think. Ooh, that's dark. It's very dark. It doesn't have that little green, hint of green that I feel indigo should have, in my opinion. But it is a really nice, beautiful dark blue. I got their Yinmin in my earliest Agalo purchase over a year ago, and though I haven't used it super often. It's so expensive, it makes me hesitate, which is not the point. It has seemed to be wet well. Okay, cool. That's what happened. I didn't get around to testing it for a few weeks after I received it, and it was solid. Would not. Yeah, you basically ended up with a rock, a very expensive rock. They sent me another one, and I used it for the video, but it turned solid as well. It has the same curse that the M. Graham Cobalt Violet has. We store this shade in an ice cube. You can buy this paint, and it doubles up as a little expensive blue brick that you can't paint with. It looked like you would need a diamond anvil to break it. Seriously. I really struggled to even scrape the surface with a metal tool. I wonder why it does that. I can understand it a little bit better with the M. Graham color because it's in a metal tube, and I can sort of understand a bit better interactions between the pigments of a paint and the fact that they're in a tube, so they are wet, and the tube is metal, so that kind of tells a better story than a dry paint that just hardens because it exists, you know. I think it's the same thing with different spellings, though. People on the internet think they're just kind of hilarious. I mean, we don't know any better. They never sent me another product after that one. Yeah, you perhaps dodged one, dodged the bullet there, because while I think their pigments are really, really good, their paints themselves are a different story altogether. So having to, you know, it's never fun when you do a review and it's a brand you like, but a product that is lackluster. Like, you don't want to, kind of don't want to do those. It's unpleasant because you're like, well, I love this brand, but sorry to say, this product is unusable or whatever, you know. Man, dark blue. I briefly mentioned this possibly in the members only live stream, but it is the very odd color that I miss from this brand. This Mayan dark blue. It is quite unique and it is really beautiful. And I never ever wanted to lie about a product, especially one that was... Yeah, exactly. So it puts the reviewer in such an unpleasant situation when you get a really expensive product from a brand that you like, but the product kind of sucks. And you're like, oh no. How do I go about this, you know? What I usually do for myself is that I write the company and I let them know first. I go like, hey, I checked out this thing you sent me, and I encountered this and that issue. And I can make a video, but if I do the video, I'm definitely going to mention these issues. So if you want, I can, you know, postpone the video, or I can add extra information in it, or whatever, you know, like I ask them what they want me to do. But yeah. So that was Mayan dark blue. PB82. By the way, I thought you decluttered. I did! This is all I have left. It's just these palettes. I have 9 plastic palettes. Like this one. And I had set this up sort of as a reference point. So that I could, you know, have these to refer to specific pigments. Or when they released a black that has 7 pigments in it, I can go through my palettes and try to understand the color a bit better. But I did indeed declutter my Daniel Smith watercolors. If only people would use proper chemical names. I'm not even gonna try. Holy moly. So this next one is going to be Indentron Blue. My boyfriend labeled my titanium white well with the chemical composition. That's so funny. If I ever make paints, I will make special packaging with proper chemical names for you. You're gonna have your pan in the middle of the packaging, and then the wrapper is gonna be huge because you have to fit whatever that was on it. Oh, I understand. I couldn't do that. The only brand I would declutter is Turner. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. For me, it was the combination of various factors. But yeah. I do like using the chemical symbol for the heavy metal on pan labels. Shorter, and my inner nerd giggles every time. The pan wrapper will be a scroll. Seriously. It's gonna be one of those things that you have to like unfold 20 times. I mean, it kind of looks like a spell, so a scroll is fitting. It's not a magic spell, it's a chemistry spell. Oh. And my outer nerds, really, there is no part of me that is not a nerd. Oh no, the next color is my nemesis. It is French Ultramarine. No! Curse you! Ow. I forgot to open the watercolor advent. Ooh! Did not know that PB60 could be... Can it? Not in Europe or the USA. Oh, hey, Canada! Woohoo! What's wrong with French ultramarine? They're French ultramarine. It is a stupid rock that is really hard to re-wet and doesn't stay put in a palette. And it's stupid and I hate it. Their regular ultramarine blue, I got to try it and I remember it being so much better. The French ultramarine blue is annoying. I don't like it. It's a stupid blue rock, and it's not fun to use. There you go. Oh, interesting. I had just heard but never verified that apparently a study was done that PB60 was dangerous for aquatic life. Oh, interesting. I think I found the reason for the two spellings. Indanthrone blue was the first example of the brand Indanthren, an acronym for indigo from anthracene. Ooh, cool. Introduced by BASF in 19-something. Indanthrene might refer to the... Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Oh, 1901. Wow. That's ancient. Today I learned, yep. Rock. Stupid, you hate it and it is difficult to re-wet. Now understand what is wrong with this. I mean, that re-wet a whole lot better than I expected. It is a stupid blue rock and it's not fun to use. But I remember being so annoyed that it would always be the floating rock in my palette. And since it's kind of dry, it would leave like bits of blue in everything. And I was just like, this is annoying. This is so annoying. Next one is cobalt blue. Also a very dry pigment, which is why this one has a paper as well. I'm gonna find blue everywhere. But the I think the Italian burnt sienna is even worse than the French ultramarine. So when you try to mix a neutral from the two of them, it's just miserable. So that's cobalt blue. PB28, pigment blue 28. In there. Oh man, the upcoming colors are so boring. Fudge. It's phthalo blue green shade, verditer blue, lavender, phthalo blue red shade, and Prussian blue. What is Snooze Fest? Ugh. Blue, 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 blue. Yeah, basically. I mean, I guess we are getting to the blues, but yeah. The greens are usually some, like, the color family that I find more exciting. They have one of my least exciting colors in there, the phthalo green blue shade, but there's often quite a few very exciting ones to make up for it. Ugh, some companies are not helpful. In what way? See, this one is the opposite of the other dry paints. The phthalo blues are always a bit sticky. So in this case, with this brand, it's not sticky, but it's pliable. Lovely sound. Thank you. What is you guys' color that you think is the least exciting ever? I'm curious to know. Color that, not necessarily that you hate, but that is the opposite of an exciting color. I agree, I have an irrational dislike of phthalo green blue shade and phthalo blue green shade for that matter. So I kind of like that the phthalo green blue shade is phthalo green BS. And I think that's really funny. It's a useful color of phthalo blue, but it's not, I don't find it fun to use. It's just a very versatile cyan color, really. Like, it's serviceable, but it's not exciting. Yellow ochre, I know, it's a very useful color, but it is boring. Interesting. Green gold, oh really? Huh. And 2 votes for yellow ochre, that's interesting. For me, I think it would be phthalo green blue shade. Because there's really no scenarios in which I would use it as is. And yeah, if I'm gonna mix it, I might as well just get a convenience color. Yellow ochre, I'm really picky about it. There are some that I find flat, but when I find one that I love, it's usually quite yellow and glowy. But yeah. I thought I would hate yellow ochre, but I really love it when it glows. Yeah, there's some hues of yellow ochre that I feel are better than other. Cobalt, bland. I have replaced phthalo blue with phthalo turquoise. It is prettier, but it's not as versatile though. My meh paints are the iron oxides. So all the ochre, siennas, and umbers. There's such a wide range of characteristics with these though. Like the hue can vary a lot, the transparency can vary a lot, the granulation. So it can take a while before you find one that really works for you. Verditor blue. This one bothers me because they always put white in it. It's watercolor. You don't need to put white in paint when it's supposed to be watercolor on its own. Like, it's not enough to be fully opaque, but it's enough to just... I think that Holbein's Verditor Blue is quite lovely, but this one... I mean, I'm gonna swatch it, so I'll be able to see. It has cobalt, cerulean blue, and white in it. Oh, jeez. You must have had some really weird episodes of those issues, Lyra, because I really don't associate that color, but I mean, fair to you. But also, I think Chinese white would be one of those colors that I've never really found a use for. I can find a use for titanium white, but Chinese white... Hopefully this one is pretty, not too boring. It's the bog standard PB28. Oh, fudge. Dang it. Oh, yeah. Cool. Sorry. I was trying to break apart the little bit that was poking out of the pan, and I managed to do it with my noodle arms. There's no need for this paint to exist, truly. It's kind of a waste of a perfectly good cobalt and cerulean blue pigment. Really unpleasant to use. Yuck. It's bad because cobalt blue is my husband's most favorite. Oh no. Oh no, how do you manage? Next one is lavender. Sorry, which paints is the Verditor Blue from this brand. Welcome back, 23. First ingredient is white. Ugh. That's something that Rosa Gallery did really well. With all of their pigments mixed in with white, so all of their tints, they still come off really, really strong and really saturated. Like, yeah, of course, the white pigment influences the color, but you can tell that these are not mostly white. You can tell that these are still mostly the other pigment. And then a bit of white, which is really nice. No! Water on the vellum is really not a good thing. That's how it becomes all like crinkly and doesn't stay flat. And I didn't notice it the first time, and that's why my vellum is all like weird, which bothers me. Hold on. Okay. No? Okay. Never mind. There you go. Sorry. Rubens has the most fascinating lavender in the botanical palette. It granulates and separates. I mean, it should with these pigments, but yeah. I want a tube of it. Are we ready? Are we ready to be underwhelmed? Wow. Wow. My unproblematic fav got swatched. Which one is it? Which one is it? Still have a tube of DS. You could try to find a color that complements it well and have sort of a very textural, neutral color to work with. Right. Phthalo Blue Red shade. Oh, that's your favorite. Oh my gosh. Phthalo Blue RS. I have this one as slices from a watercolor stick. Am I still somewhat... Oh, I'm not in frame. Let's move. Shots fired. Hey, Curious! Hi! Hello, you made it! Sorry. This is so unsightly. I think it's gonna fit in any other way though. Never say never. I can't really force with my thumb because my thumb decided to spat out its own Mariana's Trench. And it's quite painful. So it gets a bit worse when I put any kind of pressure on it. Well, that's blue. It's the bluest blue that has ever blued. That's possibly how I would sum up phthalo blue. Any kind of shade. Do you want blue? You're gonna get blue. Very, very blue. Hey, the last one of this palette is Prussian blue. I always... Is it... Oh, no paper for this one. Cool. There you go. There you go, little blue. I don't know how many blues I have to swatch still after this one. And that's another palette. Finished. Okay, number 5. Okay, are we ready? How many blues do you guys think there is left to swatch? No, you can't look. Don't look. Don't look it up online. Give me a number. Didn't know that Holbein made papers and the swatch card for the pencil is printed on their Albireo paper. Is it good? More blues than oranges, always. 350. I hope not. 19. If there's 19 more blue, I think I'm gonna cry. But I still haven't gotten any of the cerulean, the manganese blue hue. Alright, let's check it up. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I have 2 more to swatch. Not bad, not bad. Cerulean blue chromium and manganese blue hue. I was sad when I learned that Prussian blues weird light fastness issues. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a broken record on this. Even if I know about the light fastness issues of various pigments, I cannot bring myself to do anything about it, except continue using the paint and yeah. Like, yeah, it happens, but it's... I feel like it's kind of perceived as something that will be super stark and drastic and quick, and it's not. And it's fine, and it's just, you know... Most of these colors were used by the quote-unquote masters, and they were still the masters, like... I don't think there's any color that is worth not using because of light fastness issues if it's your favorite color. That's just way too sad. No ideas, I haven't watched. Yeah, but how was it to draw on, Paulo? Because the texture of paper is interesting when drawing too, like just putting the swatches in. Yeah, but they using them means nothing. Turner used really bad pigments that destroyed his painting. Some of them, the paint literally fell off. Yeah, I just mean that not because they use them that it's endorsed as good pigment. I feel like it's more the idea that it shouldn't be something that prevents you from using your favorite paint, because the goal is to make art and to like create something and to express yourself. It's not... It's like, it's a bit like putting the cart before the horse. Like, it's just have fun with the medium, have fun with the paints, and someone else will deal with the light fastness if it ever comes to that. None of us is gonna be a Turner, so... You like neon colors? Paint with neon colors. Who have fun. That's the priceless part. Having fun with it. For everything else, there's MasterCard. No, for everything else, it's not really... I don't know. It's just my personal preferences too. And I really think that Turner had a lot of fun with those paintings. Yeah, that's the part that is going to be communicative ultimately. And the fact that all the pink is gone from the painting and that bits have fallen off is not going to take away from that all that much. But that's just my spin on it, basically. The people that bought them, not as much, watching the paint fall off. It's part of it. That's the thing that really gets to me. Is that that's part of the experience, I feel like. Nothing ever stays unchanged, really. This is a gross generalization, but I tend to see more high-end cellulose papers from Japan. I mean, I think I tend to see more high-end every art supply from Japan. Like, their erasers are insanely good. Okay, I mostly agree with Ev on the whole, but I make an exception for PY40 that could burn itself to death. I understand Spot's point. I think Turner was like that. He liked a certain color, so he just painted. Yeah, but the bitumen thing, isn't that tar? Don't they make asphalt with that? Definitely not going to be a Turner, but if something sell, I want to use pigments that are known to fade. So if your art is so good that they are to be displayed for decades after you make it the museum, yeah, that's also a very fair point. And they have people that can restore paintings. So really, I will not make it a point to use all the fading colors for any kind of work, but I will not let it decide what colors I use and what colors I don't use. And if someone that bought a $50 painting from me has it eventually fade, they can buy another one. Seriously, for $50, I don't think that like it's gonna be really good on their walls for a good couple of years, 5 years easily. So that's $10 a year. That's a good deal. Like, honestly. Like, the people that sell me a fridge, they don't expect me to be able to use that fridge for years and years and years and years and years. They just want the money, and then I can F off. So, not that we should treat commissioners in the same way, like people who ask for commissions, but we gotta keep it grounded a little bit too. Like, the perception that something that Joe Blow painted should last a really, really long time is kind of insane. Or not insane, but extreme. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, sorry. I used the wrong word. I would have liked to try the... Oh, I recently got an apparently cellulose watercolor. We're using it wrong. Wait, what? When the planet is due to explode, so our paintings are definitely not it. But that's is that what they call pragmatism? Turner is an excellent example. His watercolors that the Royal Academy in Edinburgh owns only go on display for 1 month in the year of January. People will sigh and coo over how stunning. Yeah. Oops, I forgot to label it because I'm distracted again. Did I label it? Yeah, okay. And no one is there tutting about how it's not light fast and you should use the light fast pigment. So if we ever go to a museum together, we gotta say that for just about any and every painting. What a bummer that he didn't use opera pink. It would have been better. Sorry. I don't know why I think it's funny, but I think it's funny. Oh, sorry. Well, I agree. The reason I think we should use the best pigments available because users are not very smart. I've seen people... That's their problem. Like, seriously, I shouldn't have to account for other people's lack of common sense and foresight. That's not why I paint. You know? Not my problem at that point. Truly. But again, that's just me. Or perhaps a few other people, but not everyone, I get it. You could warn them, but still many people will leave. Yeah, that's up to them. Out of my control at that point. You know, they sell flip-flops to wear like around the pool and on the beach and whatnot. If you decide to wear flip-flops to go motorcycling and you mess up your feet because of that, it's not the fault of the person who made the flip-flops, you know, it's just you decided to do the thing. Well, you kind of have to deal with it now. Honestly, if you are standing in front of a Turner painting and you're chatting about light fastness, then you're missing out on enjoying art. That's also a very good point. I can imagine someone saying, oh, I would have loved to see it before the colors faded a little bit, you know. But at the same time, the painting that you're seeing at that moment it's never going to be like that ever again. So there's something to that experience as well. Like, it is a truly unique experience, because the next year when they're going to take the paintings out again, it's not going to be exactly the same. And the year after that again, and so on and so forth. Flip-flops on sand is... I mean, on sand you're better off barefoot, but yeah. Sometimes the sand is really freaking hot. Like, really, really freaking hot. And here's where our road diverge. I am totally accounting for the lack of knowledge. I want them to enjoy something that I made. I mean, not unless they pay me for a lifetime of a thing. Like, come on. There's hardly anything out there that we'll be able to enjoy for the rest of our lives. And I really don't think that a painting should have to live up to that standard to the detriment of having fun with it, in my opinion. But yeah, like you say, roads diverge, all of that. I don't like to see paintings that, for instance, the things are blue when they should be green because the yellow faded. The flaps on sand act like shovels. I mean, I wonder if someone has tried snowshoes on sand. If that's sort of easier to track. Because you're not having the whole experience. Maybe not, but you're having the whole experience of looking at this painting 200 years later. Exactly at that moment in time, the painting is what it is, like. Turner painted in my hometown at the foot of some sea cliff. So cool. Oh, that's really cool. And hi, by the way. Weaver, Fly, Dyer, hi. I also want to know something I worked really hard on will last for as long as possible because I put my heart into it. If that's what is the most important for you, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but the question is that you are seeing is not... You will never see a painting the same way the painter painted it. Never, ever, ever. So yeah. What you see today is not what Van Gogh painted, it's something else. Yeah, but at the same time, what you see, even if you were standing next to Van Gogh when he painted it, you wouldn't see what he saw. Also, flip-flops are enough, but no, seriously. People wear them in the city, and it's the most disgusting thing ever. Like, newsflash, cities are gross. Snowshoes on sand, I never thought about that. Maybe a good idea. I'd be curious to see. And it's not like in Duchamp's... it's gotta be le large vert. Le vert what? La large vert. What is where he acknowledged the cracks as part of the work when they dropped it. Sorry. Mad props to Duchamp for seeing them drop the thing and being like, oh well. That's the work now. Cracks included. Also, it's sand that's the menace. It doesn't matter what shoe you wear. You will be shaking sand out of some place it should theoretically never have gotten footing. You look like you have a lot of experience with sand, but yep. we have a sort of an equivalent element in the wintertime here, which is the gravel they put everywhere to give you a bit of grip on the ice. You will find gravel everywhere for months. Months and months and months and months. I'll be a pedant and say it's le grand verre. Yeah, that's actually that's French grammar that works. It's basically a very large glass, a drinking glass, like. Ew, why is it so soft? Yuck. Oh, that's not a fun texture. Yuck. Get in there. Squish. Ugh. Winter walks on the shore are the worst. Sand in every layer of sock in your boot, and oh, I mean, it's the same issue with the gravel, to be honest. Like, the gravel gets in your boots, and it's not an easy task to, like, remove all your winter footwear outside in the winter and keep your balance and not step in more snow, and then find the gravel and hopefully get it out, and then you continue walking, and 20 seconds later you have another pointy rock in your boot. And I wanted to say it was on glass and it broke, but it cracked. This is cobalt teal blue. We are leaving the blues for the teals, aquas, turquoises, and all of that. And I am very glad for it. Okay, so cobalt teal blue. PG50. And color number 28. Have you guys tried gaiters to keep sand or gravel out? I have gaiters for the snow, because my boots are stupid. I remember seeing the version that on. Oh wait, what time is it? Il est quelle heure? Peux-tu me dire il est quelle heure? 7:10. Parce que ma tablette, l'heure s'update pas. Vraiment weird. Ouais. Hey Melissa! Hold on, there's a oh wow, neige. Thanks, though.
Oh.
Hey. Good. You. So, I put up a poll in the chat. For next week. Sure does, but they slipped that over. Tucking socks over the top of the boots was more helpful. The gaiters I have, they go all the way under the knee. And then you strap them to the boot. They're quite useful when there's a lot of snow, like fluffy snow. But yeah. Already forbidden, because it's the brand that shall not be named. So yeah, the next colors are gonna be a lot of greens, phthalo turquoise, ultramarine turquoise, cobalt turquoise, lunar blue, viridian, phthalo green, BS, cascade green, phthalo yellow green yellow shade, hooker's green, sap green, and then the next palette after that is gonna be the 6th one. Yeah. Out of curiosity, what other plans did you have other than Forbidden Beast? I don't have any for now, but I would have figured something out, I guess. Oh, something else is leading, huh? So what, next week is gonna be just before Christmas, technically? But yeah, if something else is still the winning vote, I'll finish swatching these at some point. And I said I would share a photo of the swatches. And I will. I like the swatching. Yeah, something else is leading. I mean, it's probably gonna be a watercolor-centric live stream regardless, so if it's not swatching these, it might be swatching something else, or doing mixes, or setting up a palette or something. Maybe a test painting with the Metamorphose paints. For these, I mean, I wouldn't want to use just these paints for a whole painting. I would have to combine them with, regular paints. Might be nice to alternate. If I alternate, it's going to take forever to finish this, though. That's perhaps my only concern. I would like to be able to finish this so I can put it away, and it's one less thing to trip in on the floor. Regular paints. I mean, not the super granulating paints. You know what I mean. Don't you dare. friend I love to hate and hate that I love. That's a good way to go about it. Sure, it doesn't have to be the only paint in the painting, but it would be cool to see it in a real painting. For sure. Alright. So I will think of something different. Well, until then, I hope you guys have a great week. We have the Discord server if you are not already on it. You can join, it's free and it's quite fun, and we hang out there most of the time in between streams and videos. There's a place for a bit of everything over there, like sharing pet pictures, sharing paintings, swatches, talking about all sorts of art stuff and hobbies and whatnot. And cats. Did I mention cats? What a surprise. So yeah, thank you so much guys for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And we will see each other soon. So until then, take care. Oh, sorry, take cake. Take cake. And have a good time. Hopefully you'll be able to find a little bit of time in there to craft something, paint something, and have fun. Bye-bye.